I am reading this book for a while now. Everybody has unfinished business. What about you? Are there things that you keep unfinished? Have you ever experienced that you were in discussion with people and you never came to a form of conclusion? Or have you experienced that, you were in a situation that it was better that there was closure, right? Yet you shied away from having a very discomfortable conversation. So you were not giving it any attention because you didn't know how to deal with it. You didn't know how to solve it. And then you just hoped it would solve itself. Or there was something that you experienced that was feeling you unease and you knew you had to solve it or look deeper for it, and then you were tiptoeing around it, didn't know what to do, so you let that dissolve into space. Right? Yes, type me in the comments if you experienced one of those things, right? I will type for you as well, for me as well, right? I will type for me as well, is what I mean. We all have been there. We all have unfinished business, right? Now, why is that important to know? Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think there's something to learn there? Yeah, well, most probably I can learn something from that. Yes, indeed, right? What do you think when you didn't learn your lesson? What will happen? I repeated the same exercise. Ouch. Yeah, probably you repeated the same exercise. Absolutely. And this is what patterns are. This is what we experience in our life. When you think about it, does it sometimes, when you look back, feel familiar, the situation that you were in, that it resembled to the situation before, or the one before, right? Yeah. And what happened then? Are you still experiencing the same situations actually? Right? It has a message for you, and the message is that you have to learn a lesson. Now, what do I mean by that? By learning a lesson? Well, have you ever heard me saying that there are no mistakes? Yes? No? If not, then you hear me saying it right now. There are no mistakes. There's only lessons to be learned. Okay? Because life is for growth, life is for expansion, goals are for growth. This life experience is to become the greatest version of who we are. Why do I know that? Because nature is for expansion. Look at nature, right? It's growing. It's when we let nature do it, just like all over the place, right? It's for expansion. All this universe is also, you know, do you agree? Right? When you open up a window and there's a lot of, how do you say, hot air in the room, when you open the window, it goes out, right? It is for expansion. That's what the energy does, right? It wants to have more space so it can, that's what it does, right? So for yourself as well. And that's what we feel when we are too long in the same spots, when things were familiar before, but are not familiar in a specific way. It makes you feel very, discomfortable or uncomfortable. Okay, there's a lot of discomfort because you have been growing. You actually are not the same person anymore as the first time you experienced it. And because we accept somehow, okay, this is my fate then, what? No. Where did you pick up on that idea? Not at all. Life is for growth. Life is for beautiful experiences, your greatest version. And isn't it just marvelous that we are alive? Yes, think about the fact your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents, and all of them came together and they created babies, and then they have families, and then they got to know other people, and then they created babies again, and all of a sudden there's you, all of the people who have been living life for decades, and then before decades as well, and before decades as well, and then here are you. What are the odds that you're alive right now? That alone should be your ping to understand that you are not common, right? You are special. You know, what a blessing to be alive. What a blessing to have all our senses. What a blessing, you know, to be offered experiences that we are challenged, that we can become greater, that we can become, that we can overcome older versions of ourselves, right? And yes, you must have heard before, change is inevitable and growth is a choice. And what do I mean by that, right? If you have been experiencing those situations over and over again, right, left, center, right, everywhere, okay? Or left, right, center, depending on how this turns on your screen. It might be a lot that comes to you and you might be totally distracted. Or you allow yourself to be distracted because you feel like you don't have the solution to the situation, what you're going through. Know that there's answers out there. For so long, moments in my life, I didn't know what to do with myself. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So I know how it feels. And I know you're not alone. And I know there's people out there, professionals, and that became me as well, to help you going through change. Because there's answers out there and there's implementations out there. So you don't have to experience again what you're experiencing right now. And make an agreement with you that you invest time, that you're going to move forward. Say like, yes, I am ready. I will make time because I know I've been scrolling on my phone for too long. I know I should set a timer for 10 minutes, then I don't, and all of a sudden it's 1.5 hours later, right? Imagine if you use that time for your self-development. Woohoo! Well, hello to the new you then. It's that easy, it's that simple, and specifically, or especially, when you work together with people who bring the implementations that give you success. And success in the beginning might be very small. It might just you breaking a pattern. But the you breaking a pattern means for your children that they don't have to experience it again. Because you are breaking a pattern for them. You're leading, you are the example. You're taking care of your self-growth, so your environment gets the benefit from it as well. It's a ripple effect. And this just spreads out massively. So if you step into basic change and in permanent transformation, permanent change, imagine where you're going to end. There's no end to the journey. Imagine to the leaps you're able to take. Because if you are shown what blind spots are and how you can find them inside of yourself, would you step into an invitation to work together? Right? Because I have an invitation for you. And on Thursday, the 18th of April, there's a call happening where I explain with so much love and dedication what is possible for you when you step into permanent change. When you say, yes, I'm committed to do the work. Yes, I commit. I'm ready. I'm dedicated. I'm serious about this. The self-help is there. It's helping you. You can answer that question, right? Of course not. You have to do the implementations, do the doings. So this is what we are going to talk about in that call. So type I'm in below so I can send you a link so you're able to register for that call and be in. And I also do a draw on that call. It's happening from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central European time. And on the end, I do a draw and one seat is given to one of you who are on that call for my 7-week program about permanent change and transformation. When you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. When you know you have friends and family of which you know they need to hear this too, then share it with my compliments and with the compliments of your 90-year-old as well. All right? Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell sign so you're notified every time a new video comes out. And my name is Sige Nagels. I am a transformational mentor and I help you to get very clear on your soul's calling so you can live your freedom and embrace your true self. Talk to you very soon and see you on the call. Comment below. I'm in. See you then. Bye.